And good afternoon, and welcome to Through the Static. This is Stephen the Medium. I am here with Mark, producing the show as always. Always good to see Mark. And I shared with Facebook Live, and I shared on Facebook that no Coach Elix today. Coach Elix is abandoned or has abandoned me. I don't know where he is. He may just be picking out some tutu that he wants to wear over the weekend when we go to dinner for some friend's house. You never know. He's probably listening saying, what's wrong with you, Stephen? So Coach Elix had a presentation to do for one of the organizations for the state of Massachusetts. And I was just saying to Mark, as well as Facebook people, that Elix's business is just crazy. It is just skyrocketing. He's doing so well. You should really check it out, Coach Elix, his website. And if you know anybody, he's pretty amazing in what he does. And, you know, the great thing is that I get the benefit of him, right? I mean, with coaching, most of the time he'll tell you that I don't listen, but I really do listen. You know, sometimes or many times I'll put the brakes on and be very stubborn, as the Irish in me makes me stubborn, right? But I do listen, and I've learned so much from him. So, but I'm so glad everybody's here and everyone's listening. Facebook Live. I had co-hosts, and the co-hosts were incredible. They were a little quiet, but they were really great. They were Masha, and I think her brother's name is Greg, and the person that brought them was Alice. And they were quiet, but they did a good job, I think. So I know, as I say to Facebook Live, I need help bringing these co-hosts, which are really dolls. I think Mark is going to tune in.
Hi. I just wanted to throw something in since Elix isn't here.
You do that.
So we can talk about him. He won't hear it.
Yeah.
Hopefully he'll be here next week.
He will.
I wanted to see about the dog cookies.
This was all planned for today. Now, if anyone Facebook Live or last week listened, we had this huge conversation about Elix eating the dog cookies, which that statement alone, I don't even need to go any further with that because he's cuckoo. But we're going to do a taste test, and I was thinking we were going to do it today, and then of course I completely forgot that Elix couldn't get here. So next week we're going to do a doggy cookie and regular cookie taste test, and Mark, right, has volunteered to actually take a bite.
Yes.
Yeah, maybe we'll do like a little blind test and see if you can tell which is the dog cookie. And by the look of it, Mark, I'm telling you, you can't even tell. It's a dog cookie, but that doesn't mean, Elix should be eating them, right? Seriously, eating the cookies, eating the dog cookies.
I want to promise to your listeners and to you,
okay,
and to Coach Elix,
right? I
will be totally honest.
Oh, I know you will.
If I spit it out on the table, it
face
means
towards Elix, not towards me.
If it has any decent taste to it whatsoever, my guess is, here I am, I'm monopolizing your show.
No, I want to hear. I want to hear.
My guess is that it'll probably be kind of neutral, meaning that they don't put sugar in it or something to sweeten it up for like a human.
Well, I'll tell you, for many, many years I buy Licking Crunch, which is a dog cookie, and it's from Three Dog Bakery, which these cookies that Elix, again, is sucking down with coffee after dinner, which is so crazy. But they're expensive cookies, but the Licking Crunch, they're like vanilla, they're like Oreos and then vanilla Oreos. And, a couple of times, like as I'm opening them up, the cream gets on my finger, and of course I'll taste it. And actually the cream tastes fine. It tastes like a cookie. And I get people trying it. I get it. I understand that. But what I don't understand is Elix going back to the supermarket and putting them in the same place where the chocolate chip cookies are. And again, the dog's looking at him with a pissy face like, hello, you're eating our cookies. It's not right. So next week we'll do it. He will be here. I think it'll be kind of fun to see what your opinion is of these cookies.
I'm actually looking forward. My mother thinks I'm crazy.
Well, I have to agree because you're looking forward to it. But we'll do it. We'll do it next week, and we'll see.
I have eaten a milk bone in the past on a bet.
So I'm around crazies. You may think that because I pulled out dolls on Facebook Live, but with Masha and Greg and Alice, that I'm a little nuts. But listen, I've got two people with me, Elix and Mark, that eat dog cookies. Right?
Well, somebody bet me to try a milk bone, and first of all, they're hard as a brick.
Did you have milk with it?
Because
No.
no. I think it was liquor of some type.
You need liquor to eat the milk bone.
They're hard as a brick.
lot of liquor.
They're hard as a brick, number one. Number two, the taste kind of reminded me of something like shredded wheat or...
Did you say shredded wheat or shredded wood?
Well, that too. They were very... non-distinct as far as...
Well, I think you're going to find the other ones, if this crazy is eating them the way he is, I think you'll find it a little bit different next week. But I'm excited about that. But before we take the break, I want to just say that on my website, I did put my class that for the first time, I taught a class, which was 6 weeks, and that finished up in... April, no, the end of March, I think, or maybe the beginning of April, and now I put it up there again to do a second class. And so if you're interested, go to my website and take a look. And what I love about it, and I call it a very different mediumship class, is that it has all the basics that you need if you're interested or you feel like, you're connected. And, I say, even if you don't, you are, because everybody's connected. But I do individual work with each person to try to pull out what their strengths are and with the connection. So I loved doing the class. That's why I did it again, and I'm really excited about it. So if you're interested in it, take a look on it's always Stephen the Medium. You can take a look and see what it's all about. There's more specifics and more details. How much longer before a break? Do we still have some time?
45 seconds.
45 seconds.
Or if you want to do it now.
Let's do it now, because that way I can come back and do calls. So 508-222-1320, and when I come back, if there's people, I will take the call. And welcome back to Through the Static on Facebook Live, which I still have going. Elix is looking and just said, "Hi, honey." So... And I love the fact that everyone on Facebook Live is also saying hi to Elix, which is great. And I'm glad that he gets to tune in just quickly because he's going out to dinner. And before I take the call, the first call, I just want to say that July will be a year that I started this show, July 25th. And every single Wednesday I come in knowing I'm going to get to speak to people that are listening, people that are calling Facebook Live. It is the best part of my week. I just have to tell you, I love getting to talk to people and getting to share spirit, which is a great thing. Why? Mark's giving a little applause, so it's good. So, and Mark was the week before me. So let's do this. Let's start the calls and let's open the gate of spirit. Hello, this is Stephen. Who's this?
Hi, this is Chris. How are you, Stephen?
Hey, Chris. How are you?
I'm good.
I'm glad you're good. So, Chris, the first caller. Let me just check in on what's going on here. Wow, Chris, this is Chris, before I even get into who's here in spirit, I keep hearing wow, this is really wild. I got great grandparents here coming through, which I don't get a lot, but they're coming through for you. But Chris, you have a lot going on. Or did you change what you're doing, or are you sort of like multifaceted, like you do a lot of stuff, or are you in school? Why do I get a lot going on with you?
Work, buying a house. Yeah, there is a lot going on with me right now.
Well, yeah, that would definitely be a lot, especially just solely buying the house would be a biggie. Chris, where's the Ann? Anthony? Where's the A name that's coming through for you? It's either, Chris, either living, because a lot of times, someone who's crossed wants to validate somebody who's here, or somebody that is crossed. But it's an AN name. I keep hearing like Ann or Angela or Anthony. Somebody's connected to you that they want to give validation. Nothing that you can think of?
I have a cousin, Angela, but she's still with us.
And a lot of times people say to me that's so random, or people automatically don't give me names that are living because they think, well, no, they mean someone who's crossed. But many times someone coming through in spirit just wants to, and I know why they're giving a validation for Angela, and it's a grandmother stepping forward. She just said, I said Angela. I don't remember I said Angela, but she's saying I did. But just
my dad's mom.
What was that?
No, I'm just trying. My dad's mom. She died, but I don't know how. I'm not sure of her name.
Oh, no. What I was just gonna say, Chris, is that and there's a grandfather too. So is your dad's dad crossed too?
My dad, he crossed.
Your father's crossed.
Yep.
Wow, Chris, I didn't realize that. But there's also there's a grandfather too. So your dad's dad is also crossed.
Nope. I had he wasn't my biological grandfather. He's my papa. It was like my dad's dad, but not biological.
Okay, perfect. So I even before I get to your father, who clearly is going to step forward too, but this grandfather was just telling me that grandfather, no father, grandfather. So your papa is just letting you know that he's also stepping forward. It's just about to let you know that they're watching. Where does the tattoo on the arm come in?
On the arm.
Chris, there's a tattoo that.
Yeah, I got a tattoo on my arm. It doesn't have no significance. But
no, it doesn't. It doesn't have to be, Chris. I love this. You got the tattoo on the arm, but you're like, where's that come in? It's your dad. Just when sometimes they'll be specific, and he still may, or sometimes it's just very specific in the sense of where it is. And I knew it was connected to you. It was you or somebody very close to you, but it's just your dad just putting that validation about the tattoo being on your arm. Where does the Peter or Paul come in?
Peter or Paul?
There's a Patty, Peter, Paul. There's a P coming in also for you. So just keep it with you, Chris.
All right.
Are you married?
I'm not married, but I've been with her for 12 years.
Okay, so that's what I mean. Like you're with someone significant. When you speak to your significant other, ask her about the Peter, Paul, Patty, because your father just said he's bringing somebody in on your girlfriend's side. And by the way, your father loves her. Just to make sure you know that. But Chris, did your father smoke? Why does he show me he shows me my father, and I keep feeling like there's a lot.
My papa smokes. My papa was a big smoker.
Okay, so it's him. It's him then, because I can feel like my dad was a big chain smoker, and I know that whoever's coming through is just giving that as a validation. So it's just Papa just letting you know that it's actually him. Is your significant other with you?
She is.
So make sure you ask her about the P name, and what's the significance with the ring, Chris? Your father keeps talking about the ring.
I had bought a ring for my significant other.
Right.
Just within a year.
Is this like an engagement ring?
Yeah. I mean, we're not ready to get married just yet, but it was.
Yeah, well, let me just tell you, no one in Spirit's saying you need to get married. They're just giving a huge thumbs up to her because your father just keeps saying there's a very big connection. It's a way that your dad is just saying that he knows about the ring. That's what it's about. There's something, Chris, with the license plate also. There's a license plate. When Spirit, your dad or Papa shows me a license plate, it's either there's like something connected to a license plate or someone just like has to like someone just did something with a registration or?
Well, recently I had a license plate. My girlfriend's brother had passed away, and they have like numbers that they always play that was their grandfather, and I had that on my plate.
I love this. So know that it's also your girlfriend's brother stepping forward to let you know that he's here for her. And as much as they love her, your girlfriend's brother just gave you a big thumbs up. And just Spirit's very excited about the connection that the two of you have. Who sews, Chris?
What's that?
Who was like did alterations or sewed like Afghans or why do I keep getting sewing? Somebody's sewing, either someone who's crossed or somebody who's here, but there's sewing going on, and I don't know if this is connected to your girlfriend. The Angela cousin that you talked about is not the one they were giving. Your girlfriend must be connected to an Ann or Anthony or another A connection, because they're pulling me to her side.
Yep. It's not ringing a bell right now.
Okay. Just make sure that if she can't hear the conversation, you let her know, or she can go to you both can go to WARA when the.
She's listening. She's
okay.
Here with me right now.
All right. Perfect. So, and John, Julie, who's GJ name?
I have a brother, Joe.
Okay, but who's here? Who's living?
Yeah.
Okay.
Here.
What's the three? Are there three of you?
Yep. Me, my brother Joe, and Mike. Mike that passed away.
Oh, wait a minute. So you had a brother that passed away also?
Yes.
Oh my God, Chris. No wonder why there's so many people around here. So there's the two of you left, and your brother's crossed.
Right.
Okay. The reason why your dad gave me the 3 and 3 kids is that he just wants to give a validation, and also to let you know that Mike's here. The A name is a middle name. So one of you has connection to an A name that's an Ann, Anthony. There's an A connection in the middle, because your father just puts the two names together, and it's the middle name. I love.
I don't know. For some reason, I feel like my dad's mom's middle name is Ann. For some reason, I'm not positive.
Is she crossed?
Yep.
Okay, so check it out, and if it is, just know, Chris, that it's her stepping forward. Who? Why do they show me a van? Did someone drive a van?
My brother Joe drives a van.
Okay, perfect. So it's Chris. It's a way to let you know that your father and everybody else in spirit, your brother, are all watching your brother in the van. But let me just tell you one last thing before we finish, Chris. Your brother just said to me that somebody is either planning or there's somebody that did a tattoo for him. Something connected to him.
Yeah, well, not my brother. Eric's brother, my significant other's brother. I ended up getting a tattoo in memory of him.
Ah, there it is, Chris.
His name.
Oh my God! So know that both brothers are tag teaming. And they laughed when they said tag teaming, because there must be a connection with wrestling. I don't know if someone watched wrestling, but there's something with wrestling that they made me use tag teaming. But just know that both of them are. Listen, you're here, you're with your girlfriend, and both lost brothers, and both brothers are here to say we're still with you, how much they love you, Chris, and giving a big thumbs up to where this relationship's going in the house. Also, they're giving a big thumbs up.
That's awesome.
No, listen, thank you for calling, and lots of love to both of you, and you have a great day.
Thank you.
All right, bye-bye. Okay, and we'll be right back. And welcome back to Through the Static. I love speaking to Chris. He's with his girlfriend. Unfortunately, they both have brothers who have crossed over, but clearly is still there, and both giving validations to both of them, which is so cool, and I love that. So let's go to the next caller. Hello, this is Stephen.
Hi, this is Stephen.
Hey, Stephen, how are you?
Good.
Good. It's good to hear from you, and I'm glad that you called, Stephen. I've said this before, Stephen, and to other people, that when when I pause, it's because everyone's talking very quickly, and I'm telling them all to calm down. Stephen, my last caller, and I'm sure you heard,
yep.
They were talking about a license plate. And why do I get the license plate again?
I don't know. I don't drive.
Well, it doesn't have to be you. Remember, just think open. Like, think of your family, people who have crossed. Either someone had like a vanity plate, or somebody transferred a vanity plate, or there's something with the car registration. But your dad is crossed?
Yeah. I was just thinking the only possible connection I could come up with because you said transferring, or my father had a vintage Mustang that we sold like some years after he passed. That's the only connection to a license plate I can come up with.
Just know that when I talked about the transfer, and before you told me your dad stepped forward, it really is just your dad giving that validation of the. Your father just said, "I know the way my son just said it. It sounds nice, but it was really nice." The vintage Mustang. So,
it was.
He's telling me, Stephen. I'm telling you, he's telling me like this was beautiful. When he talks about it, why does he talk about blue? What's blue? I don't know if this
the house he lived in was a bluish.
It could be.
Blue.
I love Stephen. The house was kind of bluish. It was really yellow, but it looked like it was blue in the sun.
Well, our old house, that's interesting. Our old house was yellow. The one before that.
It's, anything and everything that comes out of my mouth, Stephen, is not me. It's your loved one. So it's your father just making sure you know it's him, and thus the reason why he also had me say yellow. It's random, but it's just to let you know that it's all sort of like heartfelt stuff that he wants to make sure you know. This reading is all about Dad, he just said. Nobody else but your father. So he's just giving that as a validation. Was somebody diabetic?
We had quite a few, and
I mean, I know that people are diabetic, but your father keeps showing me the little. Were you going to say something?
It has to be my grandmother.
Who was a diabetic?
Yeah.
Was this his mom or the other side?
It would have been his mom. I'm not sure about the other side so much, but definitely his mom was, yeah.
Was a diabetic. Just know it's a way that even though I think she trumps your father, even though he said no one else was coming through except him, but I think your grandmother trumps him and says, no, I'm coming through. They just showed me the little mechanism that when you take blood each day, and I knew they wanted to give it as a validation for diabetic. Stephen, do you have pictures of family, like old pictures?
Some, yeah.
When your father and grandmother stepped forward, did somebody wear a headband?
Not that I can think of, no.
Well, I don't know where these pictures are, but next time you look through these pictures, make sure you just are very conscious about, this could be a guy or a girl. I don't know who it is, but your father and grandmother just keep putting a headband on my head. So it's something, and it makes me feel like there's a snapshot of it. And I don't know if it's just somebody would wear a headband or if there was a joke. I don't know what this is, but your father keeps showing me this. He keeps showing me a flag too. Your father, a flag, but it's not a military flag. It's a gay flag. Your father keeps why does your father keep waving a gay flag?
Probably because he knows I'm gay.
Oh well, it's just.
Or he knew, or he knows, but.
Yeah, I mean, well, it's when Spirit does this, Stephen, it's also just a way to say how proud he is of who you are, and I mean, I know that your father also just said that so many of the attributes, he's funny. Your father's very funny. So much of the attributes he had, you have, and especially the way your mind works, and. Are you close to finishing something? Are you close to? Why did your father say that you're
not as close as he thinks? I am working on my third novel, but I wouldn't. I'm getting there though. Okay. That's the only thing coming anywhere near finishing at this point in my life.
Perfect. So it's also a way, Stephen, to let you know that your dad is making sure you know he's with you. Where does Fred come in? Fred?
That was his brother.
Oh, because
well, there was actually I had a cousin named Fred too, and they both.
This is definitely right now. It's definitely Uncle Fred. My middle name is Frederick, and he just said, "Say your middle name." So just know that Uncle Frederick is stepping forward, or Uncle Fred, to let you know that he's here with you. You know, I understand why Uncle Fred just stepped forward too, Stephen. Is that Uncle Fred just said to me that you would never guess this, but he is like a muse for you. He's always with you, especially in your creative pieces. You would automatically and you know your dad's with you, but Uncle Fred helps a lot. Uncle Fred is kind of taking over a guardian angel role for you. So make sure as you're doing this novel, which I think is so cool that they wanted to acknowledge the novel, but just make sure you know that as you're doing this and working on it, that your Uncle Fred is with you. And always make sure you talk to him about it, too.
Oh, I would have never, like you said, I would have never thought of that. He was a great baker, but I never thought he was helping me with my writing.
Hey, listen, once we're in spirit, he has a big, strong attachment to you. And it's because it makes me feel almost like a son attachment. He just in spirit is just really attached, and just making sure that you know that he helps you. When you have or if you ever experience any kind of writer's block or where you want to go with this novel, just make sure you take a break and you just talk to and say, Uncle Fred, I need some help here.
That's great.
It's great. I mean, and believe me when I tell you, he's going to help. So listen, thank you, Stephen, again for calling. I appreciate it, and good luck with that novel.
Thanks.
All right, lots of love. Bye-bye. Hello, this is Stephen.
Hi, Stephen. This is Linda.
Hey, Linda. How are you?
Good, thank you. How are you?
I'm doing well, and I'm glad I get to talk to you. There was a spirit line. Wow, this is really cool. There's spirit that just brought me to where you're calling from, like your physical space, and telling me that they're all around you. Linda, what's the it feels like they want to talk about the flowers, the yellow. It feels like it's yellow flowers that there's a either a mom or a grandmother stepping forward, and she keeps talking about the daisies or the daffodils, or is your mom is still here?
Nope, my mom has passed.
Okay, so it's both then. It's mom and grandmother. Was there an old, is there a picture of someone with sunflowers? What your mother keeps saying? You know. My daughter knows. I keep hearing. Go ahead.
You know what? I don't know if I have a picture with sunflowers, but yellow is my favorite color. And my tulips were my mother's favorite flower, so I usually try to have yellow tulips around.
Oh, my God, there it is, Linda. It's a beautiful way that your mom's just giving that as a validation, and just making, she was going to all the yellow flowers. So even though, watch the pictures, though, because your mother keeps telling me that there's sunflowers. There's something connected with sunflowers, and I can't tell if it's a snapshot or this is like a memory from years ago. Where's the Mary? Where's the M come in for you?
Well, she has a cousin Mary, and my husband has a grandmother Mary.
Okay, so but this is in spirit. So is your husband's grandmother?
Both of them in spirit.
Oh, yeah, perfect. All right. So just know that definitely I'm getting a wave to wave to your husband. So you got to make sure you tell your husband that his grandmother is stepping forward to let you know that to let him know that she's here also. And who else did you say was a cousin?
And my mother's cousin, who was also her best friend, was Mary.
Oh, so not surprising that they're just stepping forward. Linda, 2 calls ago, I was talking about the sewing, and your mother just screamed at me that this is for you. Who sewed?
My mother.
Oh, but she was good.
She was good. She used to make our clothes when we were little. She used to make the clothes for my Barbie dolls. Yeah, I mean, she just... I don't know if Chris is listening, but she just apologized and just kind of
stepped in. She was very excited that she knew you were going to get through, and she was with Chris, even though there must be something for Chris. But your mother just showed me, and I said that's why I said she was really good, is because she just showed me that something that she made, and it was but why did she, Linda? Why did she say you've got something that she made? I don't know if this is like a blanket or an Afghan or something.
Oh, I have an Afghan that my grandmother made. I have clothes that my mother and my grandmother made me. I saved them.
Wow. So just a wonderful way to let you know that they know that you have them. Was there, your mom talks about the piercing. Does someone have really beautiful eyes?
Well, I mean,
Linda's like, yeah,
I
me.
have blue eyes. Well, no, I don't know if they're beautiful, but I have blue eyes, and my son has blue eyes.
Yeah.
My son.
Well, usually you hear the word piercing like when you've got like a blue color or a green color. All I can tell you is that I've never heard that in spirit, but your mom is just giving that as a validation that the piercing eyes. That's all I keep hearing. What's the 6 connection? 6. So June, something's in June, birthday, anniversary, or there's the 6th of
Oh, you know what? June was when my father passed away.
Oh, so it's just always
June 14th.
Oh, that's my birthday, Flag Day.
Flag Day.
Yeah. Linda, just know that it's a way that your dad's just letting you know that he's here too and stepping forward. He wanted to make, even though your mother can certainly monopolize this whole reading because she's very excited that she's getting to talk to you, but she's also, is it just one child or one boy? Why did your mother say one?
I have a sister and she has one child.
So it's just a huge shout out to your sister, to her other grandchild. It's just letting you know that your mom is giving this as well as your dad's giving this as a validation. And Linda, one thing I have to tell you is who does something with HVAC or something with heat or air conditioning?
I don't know.
Did someone have an issue with air conditioning or heat? Something your mom and dad's bringing up, and they keep saying that you also know about this. Either someone's in the trade, or there was some kind of memory with either something happening with someone having something with the air conditioning or heating, something breaking. So your mom says you know. So if it doesn't come, just keep it with you, and it definitely will come at some point.
Okay.
All right. Listen, thank you, Linda, for calling, and lots of love.
Thank you so much.
All righty, bye-bye. And we'll be back. And welcome back to Through the Static. Linda, who I just spoke to, just sent me a message saying that her mom lived with her when she was sick and that she planted sunflowers outside the window. It's always something that will come to you. And, Linda, thank you for doing that. So, all right, so I'm ready for the next call.
This is the first novel from Stephen who called in.
Seriously?
Seriously.
Wow.
Yeah, there it is. All right.
I love it, Paul.
Yes, let me get out of the way. Go get him.
All right, let me go to the next call. Oh, I'm sorry, you're here. Who's this?
Hello.
Hello.
Hi, it's Christy.
Christy, how are you?
Good, how are you?
I'm doing well. Christy, I'm sorry. Someone just ran in, and I have ADHD. I just got completely thrown of where I was sitting and where I was doing, and I had no idea. So, Christy, Christy, did I'm getting a lot of stuff here. Was there a connection, Christy, with you? And I'm not really sure if this is a memory or if this is something now, but were there mountains or snow or something involved, like vacations or skiing or summer mountains, something connected with mountains?
We lived in California for a little while. You could see the mountains.
So just know, Christy, it's a way to let you know that it's a memory, and just giving that as a really wonderful validation. There's a grandmother who steps forward that she just said you wouldn't be surprised that she's always with you. So she's just giving that as a validation and hugging you and kissing you. There's also a Vicky or Vinny, or there's a V name. I don't get that.
V name?
No, V. V as in Vinny or Victoria.
I have a grandson, Vince.
What's his name?
Vince.
Vince, I love it. So know that Grandma is just wanting to give a validation to, this is your grandson?
It is my grandson.
Yeah, it's just a way that Grandma's just giving there's a validation. Well, who's the father figure for you in spirit?
My grandfather.
Okay, so just letting you know that he's also stepping forward. Was your grandmother like a mom?
I was very close to both of my grandparents.
Okay, so it's either that or because your mom is still here?
My mom is still here.
Okay, perfect. So it's just a way that your grandma, when the grandmother stepped forward, I just felt the very close connection, and that's why she just kept saying like a mom figure. Was there your grandmother keeps showing me Peter Rabbit? Is there a Peter connected to you, or did someone have rabbits? What's the Peter Rabbit?
I don't know what the Peter Rabbit is, but my kids have a Peter Rabbit stuffed animal, but I do have an Uncle Pete that passed away.
Well, so it's double validations here, Christy. So it's Uncle Pete who's stepping forward, and your kids actually have a Peter Rabbit stuffed animal?
They do.
I love this. I love it. It's the best way for spirit, your grandparents and everybody else. I'm pausing because there's a lot of people coming through to let you know that they know where you live. They that's why they choose items that your kids have. It's just a way to let you know that they're here. But Christy, I got to tell you, there's a female stepping forward too, a young female connected to you. When I get young female, it just means it's somebody who left this earth way before their time.
Mm-hmm.
I don't know if this is a family member, if this is a friend. How do you connect to like Chris, Kevin? What's the CK name? She's bringing this to me. So, or she connects to like the C or K name, like Kevin or Christine or Chrissy or there's another C. I mean, I know you're Christy, but there's another
right.
CK name connected to this female. So it could be like an aunt who crossed early. It could be a sister. That maybe if your mom lost, had a miscarriage. But there's were there more than? Are there more CKs in your family?
Do you mean like more, just not Chris?
Right, but why does your grandmother talk about name handed down, like more CK names?
I have no idea.
So nobody else in the family has the CK name, like Kevin, like another C or K name, or Christine?
Well, when you brought up my aunt, she was married to Keith with a K.
Okay, so your aunt is crossed or here?
Yes, crossed.
When did she? Like, how old was she?
Gosh, she's been gone for about 10 years. She was maybe 60.
So that's her. So, Christy, just know it was your auntie stepping forward. 60 to me, as I mentioned, when someone says young female, it just means that they left before their time. And 60 is way young. I mean, I even go to 70. That's still young to me. But just know that she's yelling out to her husband, Keith.
Well, that's funny because when you said Pete, that was her first husband that was killed in an accident.
Oh, my God.
All three of them are gone.
Oh, wait a minute. So Keith,
and all too early.
And Keith is crossed also, your uncle?
Keith is crossed over, and Pete also.
Oh my God, Christy. So wow, just how beautiful though is it that they're giving all these validations to you, just to let you know that they're with you and watching you. When you just said that and they got that validation, I could hear them screaming like, "She got it! Like she got it! She knows it's us! She knows it's us!" So I'm running out of time, Christy.
Okay.
Lots of love and thank you so much for calling.
You're wonderful.
Thank you, Christy. Bye-bye.
Thank you. Bye-bye.
Hello, this is Steven. Who's this?
Cindy.
Cindy, how are you?
I'm good.
I don't have a lot of time, so that's your reading. So listen, you have a great day. I'm kidding. Cindy, let me just tune into you right away.
Okay.
Cindy, wow, Cindy, there's also Cindy, is this dad or grandfather? There's a big father figure stepping forward for you.
It's my father.
Okay, so he just said to me that he had to be the first person coming through for you. So I don't know if that's what you wanted. And I always tell people you don't get what you want here, you get what you need. So your dad is stepping forward. Cindy, did somebody? Why does he keep showing me like roast beef?
Roast beef?
He keeps showing me roast beef. Was there? Did someone make roast beef? Was someone connected to meat? I don't know why he's showing me roast beef, but he's showing me roast beef.
Well, he was always cooking.
Perfect. Just know it's a way, especially if he was always cooking, it's just a way to let you know that it really is him. You were really close to him.
Yes.
The reason why I say that, Cindy, is because he just showed me a string wrapped around his finger and just pretty much said you're everything to him. You're like his daughter. He's everything to him. What's the 5 connection? Like May or the 5th of the month?
5.
Either a birthday anniversary in May coming up. No, it doesn't have to be this May. Or it could be the anniversary of death, or there's 5 kids, but there's a big 5 connection, your father says. 5, 5, 5. I keep hearing 5, 5, 5. Cindy, this is not the validation he's giving, but he's telling me to say this to you. Do you see repeated numbers?
Well, I have a good memory for numbers.
Well,
I don't know.
Even more so, watch the 555 number sequence, because your father says every time you see that it's him, letting you know he's giving you a sign. The 555. There's also a grandmother that keeps saying that she connects with wings, butterflies, dragonflies, birds. There's a big bird present in your life, and that's how they get to you. So just letting you know that. And where's also Lisa, Linda? Where's the L connection?
I don't know. Either
here or crossed, Cindy. Just keep it with you if it doesn't come. Why did your father show me a bureau? Do you have are there things in a drawer for him, or is there a bureau or a drawer passed down, or did someone just buy a bureau or do something with a bureau or a bookcase or something?
Could it be a smaller item, a smaller piece of furniture?
As long as it's got drawers in it. Because he keeps pulling the drawers out. And there's something, I don't know if he's telling me what's in the drawers, but there's something connected. Because he shows me all different sizes. Like he shows me a little jewelry box with drawers coming out, but there's something in this material. Cindy, do you have something for your dad, like clothing or something?
I know what it is. I think I know what it is.
What is it?
I have his baker's hat in a little glass top table.
Perfect. So no, it's just a way that he's giving this as a huge validation, Cindy, that not only does he validate that, but that he's with you all the time. And it's just, he knows how much you miss him, but he just wants to give that as a big shout out. And I wish I could keep going, but I am out of time, Cindy. So lots of love, and thank you for calling.
Thank you. Thank you.
Thank you. You have a great night. And listen, I know this goes by so fast. This is Through the Static. I'm Stephen the Medium with Mark producing. Coach Elix will be back next week, but if you want to check me out, just go to StephenTheMedium.com, and I'm on Facebook. And thank you, everybody, and we'll see you next week. Bye-bye.